Buccaneers are in desperate need. Hey, by the way, I'd rather give that Andre Dillard to the Giants. They're 5 years away from competing. I'd rather give him to him and them than the Cowboys. Dillard to the Cowboys for a third. You really think that you're going to try to help the Dallas Cowboys out? How many days out from the start of the regular season? Why would I do that? They're weak right now. Why would I help the Dolphins out for a draft pick next year? So what, they can run the ball down my throat? Because that Jonathan Gannon defense hasn't shown me shit about stopping the run yet. Okay? Why would I help the Cowboys? As a matter of fact, that's my next topic here. Why would I do that for a third rounder next year? Yeah, Xander's right. A one, we got a different conversation coming up. But a third, I could sit back and make the Buccaneers maybe give me a one. Buccaneers are in desperate need. Hey, by the way, I'd rather give that Andre Dillard to the Giants. They're 5 years away from competing. I'd rather give him to him and them than the Cowboys. The Cowboys are still – I'm going to show you what some sports bettors think. What they think of the Cowboys versus the Eagles. I'm going to do that here in a minute. Okay? And here's the topic. Should the Eagles trade Andre Dillard and Jalen Reagor? Should they trade him? Here. It's a big conversation going around the league right now. Because Andre Dillard's stock is skyrocketing. Dude, watch this. And you know what people are saying in Philly? You know, he's a good player, but he's not good enough to start here. You know what everyone else around the league is saying? So wait a minute, he's not good enough to start in Philly? Well, he could start here. Dude, if you trade a starter, you better get a one back. Especially an O-lineman. We ain't talking about trading a safety here. If I'm trading a starting and Andre Dillard goes into that particular building and they go into that building and they start and you don't get a one for that and he's a division rival, you're dumb. So you give the Cowboys a starting left tackle for a third rounder that doesn't help me until next year, and those guys get to blast me with that same player I had on my team that I could have sent somewhere else that wouldn't have done the damage that kid potentially could do to me. How does that even make sense? Why would you think that would make sense? And then I'm not suggesting anybody in here thinks that. Okay? But there are some people that are like, hey, trading to Dallas. Trading to Dallas? Yeah, Xander goes, we got Smitty by trading with Dallas. Yeah, because they lost out on who they wanted at defensive back, and it was in the offseason. You're talking about, what, 10-plus days away from the start of the season or September 11th? Not happening. That was April. That was April 2 years ago, where no one plays the next day after the draft. Yeah, I'm not trading you for a third-round draft choice with weeks out from the start of the season. That ain't happening unless I'm getting some. And as a matter of fact, I'd be thinking about trading him in the AFC. I'd see who wants him first there. And if you have a safety that potentially I can make that deal with, I want a one and a starter. Because that's the value. Here, would we agree? Here are the most important positions in the National Football League. Quarterback, edge rusher, wideout, corner, fill in the blank. Those are the premium paid positions today in the league. It's not running back. Wide receiver, tight end, maybe modify that a bit. Linebackers. Defensive tackles. Okay. The kid from the Bears couldn't get a sniff out of big deal, so he signed a lesser deal with the Bucks. The kid Hicks. There weren't a lot, unless you're Boza or somebody like that, or Khalil Mack or Von Miller, guys who are edge rushers, you're not getting that big money. You're not getting that money. Those are your premium positions and the money you pay for. Okay? Isn't it funny when you think about it? The Eagles don't pay for a premium quarterback. They're kind of paying $15 million for an edge rusher. That's still under what a franchise tag would be. So they're paying under market value for your edge rusher. Hassan Reddick is making under market value for edge rushing. He is. Okay? He's not being paid premium money. And your corner, you're kind of under market again with Slay. So, I mean, it's not like you're paying at the premium positions because of the quarterback. The Eagles are not really paying a lot of money outside of wide receiver when it comes to the premium positions in the league today. Outside of wide receiver, they don't really invest any money in anything except the O-line. And that's a big thing. I'm not suggesting that's not. And especially when you're as deep as they are. Okay? I'll take a first for Andre Dillard. I'm not taking, hey, and by the way, here's why I don't do this. Dude, if it's not a one, and it's not something that could come back and bite me later in the year, I'm not trading him to the Packers because Bakhtiari's injured or he's been limping around the last 2 years. I'm not doing that. Why would I strengthen the Green Bay Packers? I may have to face them in the opening round of the NFC Championship game or the NFC playoffs. I'm not doing it. I'm clearly not going to do it inside my division unless it's a one. If the Giants come to me and go, here's a one, I'm doing it with New York all night long. They're 5 years from competing. Their quarterback is terrible. Here, that's right. Let me give Andre Dillard to the Cowboys for Dak. Holy cow. Are you crazy? Off season? We'll have a little bit more of a conversation where I might be more open to it. That week's out from the start of the season. And I got to see you in week 6. I don't think so. I don't think so. Bro, the Bengals ain't trading Bates. They're not. They're pretty comfortable. And Tobin's pretty comfortable with what they have right now. When it comes to the O-line, they did a lot of work on that O-line. Okay? They did a lot of work in that offensive line. Miles Sanders and Jalen Reagor to Baltimore for Chuck Clark in a 4th. Why would they take an injured player? You know what I'm saying? Why would they take an injured player? Dillard for Saquon. Giants ain't doing that. Number 2 pick in the draft overall. That's not working. Okay. So Dallas Goedert makes more. He's the 3rd highest paid. Okay. Tight end and wide receiver. Kind of the same position, like I said. Okay. Other than that, they don't pay any money at corner. They're undervalued there. Edge rusher, they're under market value. Quarterback, they're crazy under market value. All the good teams pay corners, Green Bay, quarterback. They don't have a wideout now. They spread the money defensively. But if you look at what the Rams do, the Rams have quarterback, wide receiver, cornerback, and pass rusher. Those are the premium positions that they pay. Think about that. The reason they're world champions, because those are the positions that they put all their economic resources in. Shit, they let Von Miller go because you know why? They still got Aaron Donald. the best pass rusher in the sport. They got Jalen Ramsey, one of the top 3 corners in the sport. Cooper Kupp had one of the greatest seasons, if not the greatest single season in NFL history last year. And they got a quarterback they just gave a contract extension to. And they're paying him $40 million a year. They spend the money there. A little bit more on Andre Dillard. I'm going to do that here. And also with Jalen Reagor. I'm going to do that. I got some other stuff here I want to hit on. What really the sports bettors are thinking about the Eagles this coming season, too. You know, the guys that actually put their money up for it. I want to do that. Hey, but guys, do me a favor. Please hit the like button. Don't forget, if you're hurt or injured on the job, there's only one place to turn, and that is Morgan & Morgan. For the past 30 years, Morgan & Morgan has collected over $13.5 billion for their clients, making them the biggest law firm in the country. That's right. No such thing as a small case when you call Morgan & Morgan. Over 800 attorneys strong. Like I said, makes them the biggest attorney firm in the country when it comes to protecting your rights. No case is too small or no such thing as a fender bender. Call them at 800-512-1600. That's 800-512-1600. They're open 24/7, 7 days a week. The consultation's free and the call is free. 800-512-1600. And when you call Morgan & Morgan, do me a favor, tell them Dan Sileo sent you.
When choosing a lawyer for your injury case, you may ask, does the size of the law firm matter? Well, of course it does. The insurance company, they're huge with unlimited resources. And whether your case is big or small, they're built to bully you out of the money you're owed. But here's the good news. We're big too, the biggest actually. And we're built to fight to make them pay for all that was taken from you. Size is our strength. There's only one Morgan & Morgan. ForThePeople.com.